So today I'm really excited that Jasmine is here today in your beautiful house and looking glorious and radiant. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
You know what? For me it's a Monday, so it's going okay. It's going okay.
How are you doing?
So I am excited to talk about everything. I mean, I'm almost at a point where I don't even know where to start because I love the vintage look. I was one of those people that grew up on those old movies from the 30s, 40s, 50s. I mean, my dad was very much Depression era, and that was the only thing he let us watch. So, so I have such an appreciation for that style, and you really have curated something absolutely beautiful in your collections. How did you get started in this?
Oh my goodness. So, like as you said, like watching old movies, that was the same for me. I absolutely love old Hollywood movies. And I like watch them like all the time still. I'm like always watching them, even if I've watched them like 10 times already. And
In the same
for me,
way.
like,
I'm the same
yeah.
way.
And I grew up in Scotland, and at the time, I was just dressing modern and watching old movies. And my gran as well, she was always like, "Oh, let's watch something on like an old channel." And it was just always so magical to me. And I'd always wanted to dress that way. I just didn't have the confidence at the time just to do it. And I've always like loved collecting things. So when it came to vintage and buying vintage clothes, when I started dressing vintage, I was like, okay, I have to have this, I have to have that. And it really kind of went from there. So I started dressing vintage. Oh my goodness, it was 2017.
Oh,
And
okay.
I've been doing it every day since then. And
So
obviously
were you
collecting.
directly inspired, like when you thought of a style, personal style, you were sitting there looking at Marilyn Monroe and going, that's what I want to project into the world? Or was it just like a coincidence that you happen to look a lot like her?
Yeah, to be honest, I know a lot of people don't believe it, but it was really just a coincidence. I did love all of her movies. I thought her fashion sense was great, and but I did love a lot of other famous actresses from the time and women from the time's fashion. I loved like looking at magazines from that time and different things and
Which
catalogs.
ones were your favorite aside from Marilyn?
Oh my goodness, I love Grace Kelly, Doris Day. Oh my goodness, there's so many. And my
How many
group,
times have you watched that wedding? Oh my gosh.
I know,
I've read the books.
I know all the documentaries.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Oh, wow.
I just love like all of their fashion. And I love that it was like, like even though Marilyn had like such a glamorous style, she also had like a glamorous kind of everyday style as well, which you can just kind of dress up, dress down. So for me, I was like, okay, like at least if I don't feel like wearing a dress today, I can put on some trousers or something like that and still make it look it's
I
vintage
always
and
liked
beautiful.
Katharine Hepburn and how she was like wearing the trousers and everything like that. But I always loved the dresses. The dresses were always so divine.
Oh god.
So from there, you started even collecting a lot of makeup and everything.
Oh my
I
goodness.
am like so fascinated by this. It was actually one of my dear friends. He was telling me, he was like, "Oh, collects makeup." This is before I knew who you were, and I said, "What does she do with it? She couldn't possibly use it." He goes, "She shouldn't use it."
Oh my
I was
goodness.
like, "What
No.
do I know?" But it's the packaging. The packaging is really quite remarkable.
Mhm. I think like when I see like the packaging from that time, I'm just like, wow, it's just everything was just so pretty. And I'm actually where I'm sitting right now, like I have my vanity is all glass and I have it all underneath. So I'm looking at it right now as we're talking. And it's just like it just seems like so magical, like their packaging. And I'm just so hooked on it. So like whenever I go like on eBay or Etsy, I'm just like, oh, I'll just look up some old 1950s makeup and see what appears. And that's my husband and I, we have collected so much now. I'm just like, I don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't know where it's
But
going to go.
1950s isn't your only inspiration. I mean, you look at other decades as well, but do you usually stick with the 1950s for the day to day?
Yeah, I usually stick with 1950s. But I do have a lot of 60s wear, like early 60s. I guess that time it was pretty similar to the 50s, but it was just getting a little bit more into the more crazier 60s looks. And I do love like the 40s looks and as well. It's like around that time era. But to be honest, I just love clothes and makeup and fashion. So it's
So how do you find all this clothing? I mean, if someone was like sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, I really," maybe even if they didn't want to go a full on vintage, but they loved having that look incorporated into their repertoire.
Mhm.
What would you suggest for them to do?
Oh my goodness. So when I first started dressing vintage, I was like, okay, I'm scared to put on something that's that old.
I know.
I was like, is it going to have bugs in it? Or like, I was just like, I don't want to ruin it because if it's in such good condition, I don't want to be the one that ruins it after all those years.
Mhm.
But I started with actually just having like my modern clothes and just trying to make it more in a vintage way. So anything that was high-waisted, like high-waisted trousers or pencil skirts or things like that, I kind of used them and then put them on with like little tops or little blouses. And then I started getting into more vintage, like true vintage stuff. But yeah,
So where did you find it?
a lot of it, that was like clothes I had from when I was in Scotland. So that was from like a lot of modern day stores, like maybe Zara, Topshop, or something like
Oh
that.
yeah.
When I came to America, and obviously when I started dressing vintage, there are like reproduction stores that did like reproductions of vintage. And I was able to kind of be like, okay, I don't feel as guilty like wearing these because I'm not going to ruin it, but it's a reproduction of that era and that style. So those stores were really good. And now being obviously pregnant, I'm looking everywhere for clothes.
I can only imagine. I was going to say when I have a lot of friends that really enjoy vintage, and I live near the Space Coast. So we're right by NASA and all those places. So we have this store called, I think it's called the Astronaut's Wives. I know. And it's all that vintage era clothing. It's one of the coolest ones. I love just going in there, but you're right. I'm always afraid to put it on, you don't know what's going to happen. So what happens? Yeah. Now that you're pregnant, that's got to be a lot harder to find. Well, certainly something that is authentically vintage, that's going to be hard to find. But do you find that it's really hard to find maternity clothes, even in the modern day, that sets your tone of what you like?
Yes, I'm going to be completely honest. It has been a little bit of a challenge. My wardrobe, like I go in and I'm just like, I don't know why I still go in here because nothing fits me right now.
Right.
And like at times I'm just like, okay, that's sad because I would love to wear this, but I just know I can't. And I had one time where all I had was a blue satin robe. That was all that fit me. And I was like to my husband, I was like, I think I need to get some clothes or else I'm just gonna be walking around in this robot like forever. And for me, like I did look up like 1950s vintage clothes and maternity clothes from that time. And I'll be honest, the maternity clothes, I'm just like, no, it just
No, they're kind of sacks with the big bows in the front.
yeah, I'm just like,
I
no.
actually had looked up some before I came on here because I'm like, I can't see her wearing it. It's not her style.
No.
Because I mean, back in those days, if you were pregnant, it's almost like they had to cover you up to like not offend anybody.
I know, and it's just like, oh my goodness, it's so different now. Nowadays, it's just like,
Right.
Show off your bump and things like that. But I have had a few people that tell me, like, don't show off your bump. You should be hiding your bump. And I'm just like, no,
Why?
I know, I don't know.
No, the baby bump is the prettiest thing ever.
Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna show mine. But yeah, it has been definitely difficult to find anything true vintage, to be honest. And I've kind of went more to like modern day stores and just trying to find dresses that have like a similar maybe cut. There are maybe longer dresses, at least fitted dresses, or maybe something that has maybe more of a 60s look, because I feel like there's a little bit more of that coming out.
Yeah, there's a little bit more looseness, but in the same breath, yeah, no, I see what you're going with that. That would be cute, actually.
Yeah, I've been looking into stuff, and I think I have one that's like a kind of like blue green gingham dress, and I'm just like, okay, I like this. It feels like flowy, like, so yeah, it has been difficult, I must say. But we're coping. We have a few.
Getting through. You only got a few more months. I mean, you're 6 months pregnant now.
Yeah.
Okay, so only 3 more months. 3 more months. But so exciting. That's really exciting. So I would be remiss, being that it's that time of year. I think it's kind of exciting, the fact that you live in an iconic household, and Hollywood history, and also haunted Hollywood.
Oh my God.
You live in Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio's former home. Now, was this like their first home that they purchased, or just to live on the West Coast?
Yeah, so what we know of the house is that it was their honeymoon home. So it was a place where apparently that they fell in love and they spent a lot of time here, and they rented it. Like, I'm sure like some of the records are like kind of all over the place, but they say that they rented it for maybe 2 years, 3 years. And it was like one of those places that was hidden, like the landlord, he kept it very hidden as well, that they were staying here. And apparently, like a lot of celebrities have been here and things like that. People have said, "Oh, I think Frank Sinatra was here," and I'm just
Wouldn't
like,
shock me.
that's insane." Yeah, I
Wow.
know.
And
And
I've seen video of your backyard. It really does look very hidden. Like if there's other neighbors, you don't see them.
no, you don't.
Wow.
Which is like, it's like really bizarre because you're right in the middle of LA and you're just like, you expect it to be so busy, but then you're like hidden by a mountain and you're just like, this doesn't feel like you're in the middle of a city.
Wow.
It's just really
Wow.
cool and
So
nice.
with living there, I mean, you have reported that you've had some occurrences there. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
think there's ghosts? Do you think it's Marilyn or Joe, or do you think it's like maybe just a lot of different people throughout the years?
I mean, we've had a few things that have happened that we're just like, okay, it feels like it's more connected to Marilyn and Joe. But again, we're just like, oh, we're not going to be like, okay, that's exactly what it is. Cause like, I guess you never know. But when we first moved in, we actually like, we stayed in like just one room with our four dogs and a mattress because we're just like, okay, we have to get all our furniture in. And we just wanted to stay overnight. And the first night we didn't actually hear anything, so we didn't think it was haunted. And then once we started moving our furniture in, and it was a few nights in, we started hearing footsteps. And we thought
Mm.
maybe it was a car outside. So a few of our friends and my husband, we were just like, okay, we'll try different cars driving up the street and see if it makes the same noise. But nothing made the same noise as what we were hearing. And
Wow.
whenever we have guests over, we're like, you have to hear this. It happens most nights, you have to hear it. And
It
we still,
happens most nights.
yep.
Wow.
We had the house checked for animals when we bought it, and even afterwards, just to check after that happened. And there was nothing. So no one knows what's causing that. And that's just like one of the stories we actually found in our incinerator, and in one of the wardrobes was a magazine from 1952, I believe, and that was one of the years that she stayed here. And there was things circled around it, and obviously it is burnt a little bit, but it's just insane that that
But it's
could have
kind
been
of
her
cool to think
magazine.
that it probably was, or at least someone that was visiting. But you figure, for her to,
Yeah,
yeah, ooh,
and
that
it's
could have been her that was circling little paragraphs.
yep. And I'm just like, wait a minute, is someone not cleaned this out since then?
That is a little weird.
I'm like, no one wants to clean it out.
But
But
is
I'm
that
like
like
happy
the
about it.
fireplace? I mean, it's the fireplace, right?
Yeah, it's just behind the fireplace, like where they'd put their stuff in to burn and things like that. And it was covered in bugs, we will say. We did remove all the bugs that was on it. But it was really weird that that was still there, but really cool.
For all you know,
Um,
the previous owners just told all their renters that no, you can't use that. So
maybe.
yeah, don't use it. It doesn't
No, just
work or
no.
whatever. It'll cause a fire.
Right. But like
Wow.
that, I think one of the weirdest things was it was the anniversary of her death, and it was the first year that we were here. And usually our neighbors, like some of them, sometimes they have like really crazy parties, like really loud. And they were having one that night, and I was taking my makeup off, and near our room we have a treadmill, and we have to have an app to switch on. And I'll be honest, like my husband and I were just kind of like, okay, we'll get round to using that eventually. We're just like, we'll leave it. And he got a new phone, and he was the only one with the app that turned it on. And I heard like a noise, and it was like a rumble. And my husband was upstairs at the time, and he was just like just getting ready for bed or whatever. And we heard, like, I heard obviously this rumble, and I quickly shouted at him in, and he came in, and we saw that the treadmill was on.
Oh my goodness.
And we were like, how does this go on? He was like, I don't even have that phone anymore, so I don't have that app or anything. He's like, I don't know how it's going, but
Wow. Wow. But
yeah.
you also have that infamous one where you're doing a TikTok trend with the
Mhm.
closets behind you and the closet opened a little bit.
Yeah,
That was a little creepy. You said it was a really heavy door, like an
they're
old
really
wood.
heavy. Yeah, because like to open them, it's like you really have to like hold the handle to pull them up. And it was just really bizarre. I think because I didn't even notice at the time. So like I just posted it, and then everybody was like talking about the closet, and I was like, what's happening in the closet? Like, I don't like that.
It's like, here, I thought it was cute in my TikTok trend, and you're all talking about a closet.
Right? And the closet opened, and I was like, oh my goodness. And at the time, I was like, okay, like I'm scared of this room now.
What did your husband make of it?
And that was his closet as well. So he's just like, what's so going on with my clothes? And yeah, it was really weird. But that we have heard like a few like weird like knocks on that closet. And we did have one of her friends come over, and she's a psychic, and she says that it feels like there's another man that stands next to that closet.
I have to admit, I love the whole concept of all the like ghost stories that go on in LA and in Hollywood, because I mean, such iconic people.
Mm-hmm.
I have one for you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Okay, so one time we stayed at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and I was put into one of the bungalows. It was one of the original bungalows of the place. A lot of my coworkers and friends were going in like some of the newer parts, some of the bungalows, and I went in. And it was beautiful. Like the main bedroom, it was really old school, vintage. It was gorgeous with the drapery. And then the bathroom was obviously updated. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I noticed, I'm getting myself settled and everything. I smell Chanel. I smelled Chanel. And I was like, oh, but then it went away just as quick. I was like, okay. And then I don't know what I was doing. I was doing this, that, and that. And the light turned on. And then it turned off. And then later, when I went to bed, my TV turned on and then turned off. And then my light would turn on. And I'd be like, okay, look, I'm cool with you being here. It's fine. It's cool. But I need to get some sleep. I got work to do tomorrow. So the funny thing is that some of my coworkers winded up coming into the room the next morning, and they're like, you're just ridiculous. And then they smelled the perfume as well. And they were like, they all ran away. I would kill to find out who stayed in that place that would leave that kind of scent and whatnot. It was really, really cool.
We need to find
Never had anything.
We need to
I know.
That's so amazing. I have heard that place is really, really haunted as well.
I believe it.
I mean, experience, yeah.
that was interesting. I mean, when I'm tired, I'm kind of like, all right, whatever.
You guys do
here. I ain't gonna bother you. It's all right. But right. I do need some sleep. I'll be out in a few days. So now, when it comes to your house, and you, I know you bought it before. Like there were people that were talking about demolitioning it. Like who thinks of demolitioning a house that was the honeymoon house of Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio?
I know. It's like, it was really bizarre because when we were even like going through the house, and it just has like a really nice feel to it. Like we obviously, like it was one of Marilyn Monroe's homes, and we were like, that's so cool. And we'd love to have something like that. But also felt like a really nice home just in general. So we were just like, I don't understand why someone would want to knock down history or even like such a house with such character. I think they were wanting to obviously make the house maybe bigger or like make it more modern. But
how long have you been there?
Oh my goodness, it'll be coming up for 3 years soon, which is insane to think. I mean, time is just flying by right now. I'm just like, oh my goodness. But yeah, no, it's been,
and
like,
the bathroom is original, you were saying.
Yep, all of the
bathroom. It has that beautiful blue tile.
Yeah, and it's like one of our favorites, but I'll be honest with you, the bath actually doesn't work. So
really?
Yeah,
I wonder, like, can you fix something like that and not destroy the character? I don't know.
I have no idea. We've had someone look at it, but they say they might have to take the tiles underneath and try and fix it, and we're just like scared to touch it. So we're just like, I don't know, maybe if we feel like we want a nice cold bath, we can a nice cold bath.
Oh, so it does get like cold water, but not hot water.
Just cold water, not hot water. So it's...
Oh, I don't think I could do that. Maybe on a hot California day,
Right,
maybe,
right,
maybe.
maybe. We could
Wow.
just jump in.
I always wanted to know, is the pool original?
The pool was, as far as we're aware, was built in the 70s, that they believe.
Okay.
It's from like the
It's
design.
really cute. It has a very grotto feel to it.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And it's really, really deep as well. I remember like my brothers, they would come over and they were like, we're just trying to jump to the bottom. He's like, it's really, really deep. But yeah, no, apparently they say it's in the 70s. They're not sure 100%, but there is one section of the garden that I'm sure, I can't remember, I'll need to send you the pictures, but Marilyn actually took pictures on the wooden fence there.
Oh, yes, yes, I've seen it.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's still
Wow.
there. And actually, the neighbors next to us, he grew up in that home, and he's been there his whole life. And he said that when he was a kid, that Marilyn actually lived here. So he saw Marilyn when she was here, which is really cool and
Wow.
amazing to think that.
That is crazy.
Mhm.
So, have you ever been able to find pictures of the interior of a house of her, like when they've had this? Because you can understand that they were probably trying to keep private, so they weren't necessarily having press there or anything like that. But
Mhm.
you figure they probably had friends and whatever, and they might have taken family photos. Did
Exactly.
they have anything where you could see what it was looking like at that time?
So it's actually like been really hard to find those, and we've been
Yeah.
looking everywhere. And we did have, it was a show actually that was wanting to film in our home, and they had some of the pictures, and we were like, "Can we please see the pictures that you have?" But we found like a few maybe that people say that it was inside this home, but it's really difficult to see the interior and things like that. But
Mm.
from what we've been told from the owners and our neighbors and things, that a lot of this home hasn't been changed, because it was just really rented out for most of the time, and it was like someone would stay for like a few years and then they would leave. And so we have found like a lot of random things. There are like basement areas that we haven't checked out yet. And my husband, he found like a really creepy painting in there. And I was like, just leave it in there. Like, I was going to bring it
It
out.
was not meant to be touched. Put
No.
it back. Put it back.
So
That's
like,
funny.
yeah, we haven't really explored under there, but there is a lot of weird boxes and things that we haven't went through. And obviously finding a lot of her things here, we're just like, maybe we should plan one day and go in there, but we haven't yet. We haven't yet, but one day.
Well, you definitely have a lot of other things to be focusing on than going treasure hunting at this time. So
No.
what do you see as your future here? Because I mean, a baby changes a lot of things.
It does.
In the same breath, it doesn't have to entirely.
No.
So, I mean, you have exploded on social media, and it was really funny. Like I said, I have a coworker who is a big fan, and I was talking to her. And I said, what is your favorite thing about her? And he's like, well, aside from the fact that she is like a no drama, she's just a nice person, and it's no drama. It's all kindness. He's like, she listens to the people that follow her. He goes, that's rare. He says she actually listens to them. And if they want to request something, she's like, yeah, sure. Let's give it a go. What do you see now that like you're evolving and things are changing? What do you see for the future?
I
I'm
mean,
not giving away any secrets or anything, but
no,
just,
no.
in general, your hopes, your dreams.
Oh my goodness. I have so many things that I really want to do in the future. I used to do a lot in the film industry. So for me, I'd love
You
to.
studied film and yeah.
Yep. Yep.
What was it? The New York Academy? What was it?
Yeah, the New York Film Academy. And you know what was really funny? Because when I was actually going to there, I thought I was going to New York. So I was like, in my mind, I was like, I'm moving to New York.
Because they have one in New York, they have one in LA, and I think one in Florida,
Yeah,
right?
I think
Yeah.
it's Florida.
My son was looking into it at one point.
Oh, really? That is
Yeah.
so cool. And yeah, so I thought I was going to New York, and then they were like, "No, you're going to the LA campus." So I ended up here, and oh my goodness, for me, I've always loved film. I
See, that campus is right by the studios and stuff. That must have been so exciting.
It was
I
really,
researched that place just on pure coincidence for my son like a few years ago.
yeah.
Wow.
And they allowed you to go onto the back lot in Universal Studios, so we got to shoot a lot of our movies like on the
Oh.
Western kind of front. And that was really cool. And I still have a lot of that stuff just stored away that I haven't actually put anywhere or anything like that. But yeah, I'd love to go back into doing stuff like that. And then I have so many things like business ideas I'd love to do and still keep doing my social media because I really love it as well. To be honest, like I didn't think that I would be doing social media as a job. I just, at the time, I was like, okay, I was like just finishing my master's degree, and I was like, okay, because of like visa things, I was like, I have to wait. So I'm just like, I'm just going to do social media, and it just kind of happened, and I'm really thankful for it. And
Well, in many ways, doing social media, I mean, it is taking your skills of filmmaking right
yeah,
there. I don't think everybody appreciates like a really truly good, video, whether it be for YouTube, TikTok, and whatever it may be, Instagram. You have to be able to do storytelling, right?
yeah.
Not everybody can do that. Not every, and there's light balance and everything. That's so great that, I mean, in a weird way, you're able to use those skill sets
Mhm.
and you're autonomous. You're not accountable to anybody. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun, and like again, I'm so thankful and honored to have like such amazing fans and things. Like I just see them as my family. I'm just like we're just one big family, and yeah, I'm so looking forward to the things that are coming up that I can't see yet, but I'm just like, oh,
That's okay. That's
I
okay.
really want to. Maybe I'll have to come back on and tell you once it happens.
Yes, I would love that. We can get into a whole discussion of that because I think I could see great things coming from you. You're a
Thank
wonderful,
you
wonderful human and a joy.
so much.
And thank you so much for coming on here today. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun too. I love chatting with you, and it's been great. So thank you.
Thank you.